Here we go.
All right. Gentlemen, hello, welcome. I am coming to you live from my childhood bedroom, as you can see. For those of you who are on the audio only, I'm sorry, you're missing out on a lovely view of a
What do you got
cabinet
there?
and a PlayStation 2 sitting there right behind me.
You
Hell
can
yeah.
feel the teenage awkwardness surge from the screen
Yeah.
right now.
And also my voice and general personality. Yes, Brian.
Yeah.
That is very true.
What
I-
games you got? What are you playing up there?
Oh, I have a whole freaking stack behind you. Right now, I mean, obviously I'm a big Fall Guys player. You guys know I'm a big Fall Guys guy. Just a lot of RPGs, like, the Final Fantasies, the Chronos, all that kind of stuff. For those of you for those of you nerds out there, that's not important. Anyway, I just want to say one quick note. I am still a little stuffed up. I'm still recovering from one of the worst flus in my entire life. I will try my best to mute my coughs. I'm sorry if any come through. I had a 100 and almost 3-degree fever this past weekend. I had every symptom you could name. I had headaches. I had the shits. I had dizziness. I had nausea. It was.
Did your teeth hurt? You ever get that when you have a cold? You like your
No, actually, no. That's the few things I didn't get.
Yeah, I've gotten
So bear with me, kids. But
Yeah.
let's not talk about me in this weekend. Let's talk about Brian. Brian, I logged onto the interwebs and I saw a picture of you and a traveling companion of yours at one MetLife Stadium, and that can only mean one thing: you were depressing yourself at a Jets game.
Yeah, I was with my brother. Me and my brother Jake were there, and it was, I mean, it was pretty. We won, but it still felt like a loss. Because first of all, it's a Christmas Eve game, so you have like people that are like insanely hammered when they shouldn't be. Like this dude in a Santa hat that like was on the train. He's like JETS, and I'm like, dude, you have a wife and kids at home. Like, why are you screaming this loud at 11 o'clock, drunk off a Bud Light? So
I
yeah,
feel like most Jets games though do have a similar vibe as SantaCon, though. No, I feel like it was just fitting the Christmas aesthetic of the city.
The vibe was basically there was one guy next to me who was also insanely drunk in the stadium. It was just like crushing White Claws.
Yeah.
And he was like being like, like it's pretty great that we're beating the Commanders this bad because they were actually pretty good in the first few weeks. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. The Commanders were dog shit. I was in DC and I was watching them. They've been dog shit the whole year. So I was like, this guy's drunk. And then there was a group of girls behind me. They were like, what's an Aaron Rodgers? And I'm like, okay, this is Christmas Eve for a losing team. This isn't the kind of crowd you get when there are two terrible
did anybody
teams on
steal a base
Christmas
yet?
Eve.
Like, yeah, it's
Did anybody steal a base?
yeah.
It's people that it's like tourists that don't know what's going on and people that are trying to avoid their families. That's the crowd there. So it was a great game. At first we were killing them. It was like 27-0. Then we Jacoby Brissett came in and he just basically closed the lead, and I was like, wow, the Jets really fucked this up. I thought the Jets blew a 27-0 lead. So we left at the 2-minute warning and we got on the train, and then we saw on our phones they kicked a field goal and won, but we're still like I'm still disappointed in a way. Like, as much fun as I had with my brother, and I got this hat too.
That's awesome.
School. No, that's a nice Jets hat.
90s style. Yeah.
So as much as I had a good time, we won, it still felt like a loss. That is being a true Jets fan.
It was the whole. What it feels like? It feels like you experienced the Futurama Death by Snoo Snoo via a Jets game, where you're like, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, like that whole up and down was your whole Christmas Eve.
If the first quarter, well, it was more like if the first quarter was not the first quarter. The first half was the second half was nah, and then the final 2 minutes when they won, it was like, okay, great, cool, yeah, that's nice. That's nice to do one. Okay,
you're so numb to the Jets that they can't even bring you joy anymore.
It just can't. It's just numb to it. It's just like, they should have won a game. They should have won a game where they had a lead where it was 27-0 for like the first two quarters. Like, they should have won. They should have won that game. So it's not. It's one of those things where Chris Rock is like, I'm not going to congratulate a dad for paying his bills. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to congratulate you when you beat the worst team ever by a field goal when you had an amazingly sizable lead. So that was my Jets game. So yeah, Jets just end the season, and we'll see what happens next year.
Just out of curiosity, did you what did you get those tickets for? If you don't mind, if you do, it's fine.
They were $100 each, but they were great seats.
Yeah, you were right near the field though. You were like 30-yard line or something crazy.
Yeah, and it wasn't like behind the goalpost either. It was like
you were right in the field.
Degree. Yeah,
okay.
it was
great. Yeah, the view you had was great. Yeah,
I got to see Breece Hall score a touchdown, which was cool. I got a few cards, and again, okay, the last thing I'll say about the fucking Jets is it sucks so much because like we did have a solid squad of players that I really liked this year, but damn. It's a Jets.
Exactly.
Damn.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. So. Well, we'll get back to football right around draft season, but yeah, the Giants and Jets are we're womp womp. Moving along, let's move back to baseball. We're gonna start getting geared up for baseball in about 6 weeks or so, actually, which is weird to say
already
because it's right around Valentine's Day is when pitchers and catchers report. Mike, I understand you have an opinion on something that you'd like to express to the class.
I do. Quickly, I just want to. Little sidebar. While you were talking, Brian, I got distracted because my cousin texted me, and I realized that I texted my cousin and her husband, but it was the wrong number. So I texted my cousin and some weirdo, "Merry Christmas," and she's like, "Who are you texting?" I was like, "It was my cousin." I was trying to say who it was. No, it's not his number. I was like, "Oh shit." So she's like texting me while you were talking. I was like, "Oh." Well,
Mike freaks out an old Tinder date that she's like, is he stalking me right now? Yeah. Like, we saw each other in November and he's texting me Merry Christmas.
I think he got his number.
It'd be funnier if it was like 2019. Just like some fucking. It's like, why are you texting me? I have like a kid now. Like I'm married. Like, I mean, I hope you had a good Christmas, but like this is weird. Like,
remember that awkward stand after we had that awkward one night stand after Olive Garden? Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Any one night stand after Olive Garden is awkward. Yeah.
I think Mike is too self-respecting of an Italian to bring someone to the Olive Garden.
No, I would never.
No. You would never?
I bring a date to Olive Garden. If I bring her to Olive Garden, she's staying and I'm leaving. So good luck. Enjoy.
So I actually know a guy in college who met his wife that way, bringing her on a date to the Olive Garden. I swear to God.
That's love. Hey, those breadsticks, man. Those breadsticks get the pheromones going.
I don't know. I heard a guy who met his wife.
Those breadsticks are a panty dropper right there. So
well, I mean, dude, when you're fucking 19 and you're willing to drop $36 on a woman, that actually kind of, you know what I mean? Like, good for him.
Olive Garden's a shit, man. You like a king.
I'd rather go to Sbarro's. At least it's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, pre-inflation, like dinner at Olive Garden. Yeah, you're the man.
Well, the cool thing about Sbarro too is if the date doesn't go well, you can get right back on the train because you're already at the station. So you know,
deuces. Yeah.
This is Jersey dating advice from the Nosebleeders Sports.
Well, you know, it's Tommy DeVito season, so we got to respect our God.
That's what if you want to show her you mean it, you got to get her a jar of the what is that called? The Tommy
Rayos. He's doing Rayos.
Rayos sauce.
We had that on Christmas. It was terrible.
It wasn't really
terrible, but it, you know, like my mom didn't feel like making sauce this year. She's like, I just bought it, and, you know, Rayos.
There we go. Anyway. All right, so moving along, Mike, you have an opinion on something we need to argue about, I think. I don't know.
Okay, so this is a topic that has recently come up in the offseason for baseball because we've come to find out that our beloved Yankees, who have such a strict policy for everything and have such tradition and everything, which we love, found out that they might not be getting some free agents because they don't want to shave their beards because the Yankees have a no facial hair policy. Okay. And we are now in 2023. This is as best I can do with facial hair. It doesn't even grow in all the way, but I don't feel like shaving it. We've seen Bernie Williams and guys in the offseason grow a little goatee, nothing crazy. It wasn't anything bad, but it's always been, no, you're a Yankee. This is what you do. You want to be here, you're shaving that shit. But I have to admit, part of me is starting to tilt like, yeah, but like, are we gonna, like, I'm spitting now because I'm so upset. Are we gonna, like, not lose the Yankees way is this: it's winning. That's number one. I listen. I don't want scumbag looking Yankees that they look like fucking mops walking out here or feather dusters, and they just look sloppy and they look like here. I put together a little slideshow. Do we want to do your slideshow? Let's do mine because
I'll do yours first because you're clearly way in more in the moment than I am. I'm trying to keep up. Okay.
So this is Alex Verdugo, right? Alex Verdugo just came to the Yankees. The best the Yankees could do would find a picture of him with a little chin music. Now, I don't think that's a mock-up Photoshop. That little bit of a chin thing, I don't think that's really too disgraceful. What he's got going on with the long beard, I could tolerate, but he's got a red beard. It matches the pine tar. It just looks sloppy. These guys, they just look like slobs. You always see the long bearded guys got sloppy pine tar in their bat and their helmet, So this is what he looks like now. Is this guy going to perform at the level we need him to? He looks like he's 12.
He looks like he listens to ICP. I feel like I would see this guy at the gathering of the Juggalos.
He looks like somebody I know, actually, who listens to ICP. Yeah, I can see it. He looks like the Bat Boy, So
he looks like the kid that went to your. He looks
like
the kid that went to your high school that recorded a rap album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks
like that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the Yankees instituted, according to Wikipedia, the policy was 1976. Neatness counts, no beards. That is Oscar Gamble, who was always known in the 70s for having the big fro. He had a long in the 70s, even during this time, they had long facial hair. So here's Thurman Munson before the beard policy. Here's after. I mean, he's still sloppy looking. He just doesn't have a beard. He's got a big mustache.
Awful.
Sparky Lyle, cleanly shaven at first. Then he grew like a curly mustache eventually.
I like to let him keep the mustaches because it makes sure that the Yankees are just permanently in the 70s forever.
Right.
I know these pictures are from the 70s, a lot of them, but.
Here's Mattingly when he almost got suspended for having the mullet. And, of course, the famous scene of The Simpsons, shave your sideburns, was based on this whole moment. So you see he shaved his head.
Okay.
Here he is clean shaven. I mean, is that Donnie Baseball? No. Donnie Baseball has a mustache. He's got a porno stash.
That's Donnie Baseball.
Yeah. Here's Johnny Damon when he came to the Yankees. I forget what websites I stole this from. We might get sued.
I feel like this right here is like the sobering up before and after pictures.
Yeah.
It's kind of
the next morning. And I got to go to work. I had a job interview today.
The right one when he's on the Yankees looks like he got his ear chip, and he's like one day at a time, one day at a time. If I could do it, you can too.
Actually, what's funny is that Johnny Damon did get arrested in Florida for DUI like 10 years ago.
But then he found Jesus on the Yankees.
Kids.
Yeah.
Also, I should have mentioned this 5 full minutes ago, but like if you're listening on the audio, this is not going to make any sense to you.
It's not going to make any sense.
Yeah, come over to the YouTube, kids. Come over to the YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
To the modern era. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Johnson when he came to the Yankees. Did he do well with the Yankees? No. This is why.
RJ,
I honestly, I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. Sorry to interrupt, Phil.
No, you go first, Brian.
I think the mustache did help Randy Johnson, and I was thinking when you think of a mustached baseball player with long hair, you automatically think of Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson is one of
the
them.
First person that comes to mind. So I mean that makes sense. They took away his stash. He had all his power in his stash.
Yeah. Randy Johnson looks here like the guy who smacked his family around, but then he shaved when he went out to buy flowers to apologize. In the other picture,
he's on probation right now. He's on probation in the Yankees photo. And
exactly.
My parole officer said that I should really look into myself, and I'm a new man. So
you got to take yourself seriously. Yeah. Here's Garrett Cole, obviously, but even Garrett Cole, he's got a thin beard. Maybe cut the hair, but keep the beard. I could live with that as a Yankee fan. I don't think that's
Cole
disgusting.
in these pictures looks like your English teacher, except the one on the Astros is when he in the summertime when he doesn't have to go to work. That's kind of. I don't know if that joke's as good as the other ones.
Like the teacher working at the bar in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
He works as a lifeguard.
I play acoustic guitar down at the marina. or whatever. You know.
I feel like in the Astros picture, he looks like a redneck that would go to a Toby Keith concert. In the Yankees pictures, he looks like a dude that would take a Tinder date to the Mariah Carey concert at Madison Square Garden. Like just the bro that wants
very
to get
specific,
paid. He got a job on Wall Street. You know,
he looks on the Yankees. He looks like the Torpy guy from the Star Wars show, fucking with the Road One guy. He looks like he's the simping for the Imperial. Never mind, I fucked that up. But anyway, that's what he looks like, this asshole from Star Wars. All right, here's one. I had to show you the headline first. I'm still trying to think of this guy's name. All right, so his Roughneck Odor, we know, Nosebleeder Hall of Famer from the fight.
Odor, baby, let's go.
His daughter was shocked when he shaved his facial hair. He had a great beard, you know.
He had an epic one. Yeah, he did.
He looks like he just reversed 20 years by shaving off the beard. Like this.
I was about to say that person does not look old enough to drive, or serve in the military, or drink. Like none of the above. Like that is a child.
Yeah. So this is, you know, I wanted to take a winter job one year. You can be like an assistant on the UPS truck, making some side money for UPS, but they have a no facial hair policy. I'm like, why would I shave off my beard? It's part of my face. You don't ask me to cut my ears off. That was my mentality. So I'm kind of torn on this. Like there was a time when the Yankees could have got the Grom or Syndergaard when they had the long hair, and especially Syndergaard with the Thor thing. Like you're going to make them. That was like his whole thing when he was in his prime. You know, in the offseason, there's always talk, the Yankees should go get Syndergaard and DeGrom from the Mets because the Mets stink, blah, blah, blah. But like that was his whole thing, Thor. Like, what if he came to the Yankees? He's not going to be Thor anymore. That was his whole selling point, you know. So I got mixed feelings about this. I don't think it should prevent people from coming to the Yankees.
That's why
I want sloppiness. Is what I don't want.
But that's why people hate the Yankees so much. Like the Yankees have always been like the Cobra Kai villains, like the clean cut jock 80s bullies of the MLB. Like they've always been the corporate suits, and especially in this eat the rich kind of era, who better to hate than the corporate suits?
And the Yankees,
right? So, and especially in the 80s too, like the Yankees just always represented like, or actually even in the 60s, like throughout time, the Yankees always represented like big money, and then the Mets always represented, you know, your dad who got you a Christmas gift when something fell off the back of the truck. Like that is who your dad was if you were a Mets fan. So, I mean, it was always blue collar versus white collar in this city. So that I don't know. I think that's something that is just, it's nothing new, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That is who the Yankees are through and through.
Yeah.
Let me that and push back a little on you, Mike. So I've worked a lot of jobs in my life. I used to work at Walt Disney World, and they, up until about I think 8 years ago or 9 years ago, they had also a no facial hair policy. And there's a lot of jobs that that have a no facial hair policy, and a lot of them are, you know, corporate kind of gigs. That is kind of how it goes.
Right.
And also too, look, New York City is different than pretty much anywhere else in the country in the sense that people come here for what? They come here to make it. You know, you come here to make it. And, you know, if you come here to make it, you got to play the part. And part of playing the part is looking the part.
Right.
And so I actually don't mind the facial hair policy as much as people do. I think you let them have a little stubble, a little 5 o'clock shadow, whatever the case may be. I'm cool with that. But I don't want things to get out of hand. There need to be some regulations. And that's
where I'm at.
Pictures that I sent you. I want you to put these up now.
Okay.
That, how would you feel if, you know, somebody had a ginger Amish fucking unkempt beard like, you know, Craig Kimbrell here. That
just looks so bad. It looks like
butter. Yeah.
It looks like a Halloween costume. Like it looks like a fake beard. He has no facial hair.
Looks like
connecting to his actual beard. Like, he has no stash connecting to his actual beard, and it's just all on his chin. Oh, that's
like those fake beards you pull and they come off. They hook on with like little hooks.
Somebody with a beard like that looks like he owns a Harley and says, "Hell yeah, brother!" Like unironically.
Yeah,
you know, like that. So, do you really want that done on the pinstripes, Mike?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, go to the next one.
All right.
This is Kashner from the Padres. This is another guy that looks like he just got done fucking, banging teenagers at a truck stop or something.
Oh my
Look at this thing.
19-year-old.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that he's lost food in that beard that's still in there from years ago. Like, look at that thing.
Like Family
That
Guy,
thing
the
is-
birds fly out.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah, it looks like he looks like he plays the guitar like Brian before we started the podcast. He's strumming along.
yeah, but he looks like he only does
Yeah.
covers of Leonard Skinner. Okay.
Of
that's,
right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, or he just goes to the bar and he just yells "Freebird" in the karaoke.
It looks like a young
that's
Santa.
That's not the song we're playing right now. We're playing actually the Talking Heads, and he's like "Freebird," and he just keeps screaming. He doesn't even know the words. He just screams "Freebird."
Yeah,
He looks
he's
He was
that
at
guy.
SantaCon. Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks PBR is a class. And then finally,
PBR's a-
we're gonna get to this last. Yeah, here we go.
this is
Mike,
the all-time worst.
you want
This
Mike Fires? This is Mike Fires, formerly of the
Yeah.
A's.
with the monkey tail?
This is why you have to have
The
rules.
cat tail?
This is
Oh,
why
of
you have to
course.
have
You
rules.
can't have anarchy.
Yeah. And look,
It took me a minute to even see this.
take it in, Brian. Take it in.
It looks like
Um,
the @ symbol, like you're tagging somebody in an Instagram
Yeah,
post.
no, and that's the thing is that what's that the kindergarten thing? It's like if we can't play nice, no one's gonna get to play with it at all.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
because of this. It's because of stuff like this.
This is why the
um,
A's moved to Vegas.
Yeah,
This guy he
specifically
ruined it.
because of this picture. Yes.
I
Um,
support this too. This looks like psychological warfare. It really he's doing this
Yeah,
he's
messing
doing
with
this
the
to
batter.
distract the batter. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like
Yeah.
if you look like a Picasso painting on acid, which is what he looks like right now, then I mean it's going to distract the batter. So this is actually amazing. I would require everyone to grow a stash exactly like this.
Oh, so you'd be okay with the policy if specifically they had to be this.
It had to look like this, yes. That would be
Yeah.
my call.
If you're gonna do it, you have to go all the way. Right. Yeah. See, the Yankees, we wish the Yankees would have went after Bryce Harper. And I feel like Bryce Harper is the guy that was a Yankee fan as a kid. He said he was, I believe, and he
Yeah.
would shave his facial hair to come to the Yankees. So like that I respect. People are like, yo, it's the Yankees. I'm shaving it, stepping up. Like that, I appreciate that. But I also know when guys, like if you've ever shaved your facial hair off, you just feel dopey and you get a bad haircut, like you don't feel like you just feel like a doofus. I don't want that affecting their play. So if a guy's got to have a little Johan, I always wanted to grow a thin Johan Santana line. I've tried to, and it looked terrible.
Do you have any
But
photo evidence of this? We have to put this on the show.
I
This sounds fucking hilarious.
I do, but it's not as thin as you. It was just a little round. I have pictures. I have a whole
Some
story
beard
about
oil. I want to help you get there. Please take this picture down now.
Okay.
This
So
so that concludes our discussion of beards and the facial hair policy. I'm a little bit more for it than most people are. I think a lot of people
Right.
think it's outdated. I think they can start allowing a little bit more, but again, there have to be some rules, kids.
Yeah.
There has to be. I would say there have to be like a length restriction and a shape restriction. A symmetry restriction, as we just saw.
Right.
Brian's like, no symmetry.
No symmetry. No,
All
it's
right,
gotta
that's
be
all I have to say
short,
about that.
Holly
Any,
brown
any
shirt.
closing
Yeah.
arguments, Mike?
No, maybe a chick with a beard. If she can hit home runs, I'll take it. It's anybody who can help the Yankees win at this
Dude,
point.
It's true.
I
The
don't
offense
care.
was bad last
Yeah.
year.
To be honest, I'm willing to take anything at this point, so I don't care.
All right. Moving along, Brian, you wanted to talk about our nosebleeder favorite, an all-time nosebleeder, one
Legend.
Mr. Bill Lambier. Is that right?
Yeah, there's not too much, I guess, to talk about right now, except that it's pretty crazy to me that he's nominated to be in the Hall of Fame. Even the fact that he's nominated is insane to me, because like he seems like he was such a fringe character, like in like NBA history. Like he basically, and he even I think admitted in the 30 for 30 Bad Boys documentary about the Detroit Pistons that he wasn't the best basketball player, That he just was like, his goal was to just be as aggressive as possible and as like violent as possible and just like piss off the other team. That was his whole strategy. So the fact that he's nominated for the Basketball Hall of Fame to me is just wild, and I support it. We obviously all, I'm sure all three of us support it because we've been talking about Bill Laimbeer before it was cool. So
First ballot Hall of
I
Famer.
want a statue up in Springfield in the parking lot of him and his black eye. Okay.
Yeah, with this,
Outside the Basketball Hall of Fame. That would be so sick. Obviously, he's one of the most entertaining players ever.
Yeah.
And I think also too, who else was nominated? I know the 08 Olympic team was nominated because that was like considered another dream team. But
Jerry
like,
West was nominated again. He's already in, but he was nominated as a contributor or whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
you're already in.
That's whack. Yeah, that's so whack. It's like, okay,
can we? You mentioned the Olympic team. I just want to mention one thing. Why do we have that sport in the Olympics? Because every time I see basketball in the Olympics, it's like USA 249 points. Every Asian country 16 points. Like
for rating.
It's like America rapes everybody at that sport year after year. It's like, why even have the fucking event to begin with? You know, like it's not even climactic to me.
Because we're number one. Better, that's why.
Yeah, we're number one. Yeah, somebody's got to pay. You know, somebody's got to pay the Olympic money. It's all money. It's got to be money.
That's right. This dunk was for Pearl Harbor. You fucking pay for that, motherfucker. Yeah, I
Greer Barnes has a great bit about the USA men's team playing basketball. Did you ever hear his bit? I don't want to do it because I'm not going to do. Look up Greer Barnes talking about the USA basketball team in the Olympics.
Find those bits, kids. Anyway, so Bill Laimbeer nominated for the Hall. Obviously, it'd be amazing if he makes it in. And we also do we have a Bill Laimbeer brawl as well, Mike?
We do. So we have Bill Laimbeer and one Michael Jordan going head to head here. I don't know what this is going to be like. We found it.
Yeah,
we're gonna pull it up here.
So we got the GOAT and also Michael Jordan, huh? Okay,
right, and the same thing. All right, so it's this is 1988, as you can see on the side there. I believe it's the playoffs. Oh, now it's getting a little scrappy. And Mike wasn't a fighter, but Laimbeer didn't care who you were. He would fight anybody. So here, look, there's Oakley. There's little Isaiah Thomas.
It was funny watching Thomas trying to hold Oakley back, by the way.
Yeah.
Like 30 feet taller than him.
It's like watching little brother try to hold you back.
There he is.
There's our boy.
And this is peak Bulls Pistons rivalry. This was a changing of the guards this era. This is when the Bulls were becoming the Bulls.
What year was this,
88.
Mike? 88. So this is like Jordan was like brand new.
He's only in the league, what 4 years? There's Corzine. Was that the governor? No. There's what's his name? Who Corzine was the governor of Jersey. There's a guy in the Bull named Corzine. There's what's his name? Doug, the coach. There was their coach. That was like Jordan's guy. He and look,
the guy before Phil Jackson. That's all. That's all you need to know. He was a guy before Phil Jackson. Before Phil Jackson brought his Eastern philosophy to the game, and then just made like the greatest dynasty in basketball.
Here's Mike. Give him a little check, a little nut check there to Laimbeer, and Laimbeer was taking the technical. You wouldn't think it was Mike being the instigator, but he was. And is there a choke here? It looks like some kind of choke.
Imagine choking another man while wearing short shorts.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever you. And there's all right. Mike's like, all right, let's go win now. Oh no, that wasn't Mike. Everybody looked like Mike because they all started wearing longer shorts after Mike. And now there's another dust up, and who is it? It's Oakley and Mahorn. Who else would it be fighting right now? And
this is all just Nosebleeders Hall of Famers.
Another, I think Oakley should be nominated too in the Nosebleeders Hall of Fame. Just as I think
he's in. Yeah,
I would like to nominate him for the Nosebleeders Hall of Fame.
We need to find a way to book either of those guys for this show. I don't know how the hell we're gonna do it, but
if we got Oakley, that would be that would be great, and we could just have a whole episode dedicated to shitting on James Dolan. That would be amazing.
There's Bruce Springsteen on the sidelines. I guess he does security. If you, it looks like Adam Sandler dresses Bruce Springsteen. That's what that looked like.
Adam Sandler is a big basketball guy, but he wasn't old enough back then to
He was on the Cosby
Ford
Show back
tickets.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see the second. I mean, we get a 2-for-1 in this, which is a bonus. Of course, Lambier is involved. It's Oakley and Mahorn, and Mahorn's just
Yeah.
shoving the whole Pistons team, and now they're shooting a technical. So, no blood is spilled, no major punches, but it's our guys in the dust up as usual. So what do we think?
Yeah.
What do we give this, Phil? Go ahead.
There weren't many punches thrown or anything. There was no blood. No fan involvement, no law enforcement. I give it
No
like
Mounties,
a
yeah.
6. I give it like a 6. I could
Okay.
maybe be talked up to a 6.5 because you do have some of the heavy hitters, so to speak, in here. But overall, it's not all that entertaining. I'll go with a 6.
Yeah. I'm trying to see here if well, Brian, you go. You always go second.
Well, I was gonna say too, like I would probably also go with a 6 too. I basically everything that Phil said. You have our guys. You have Bill Lambier, you have Charles Oakley, you have Jordan too, and it was just like but this was like I almost wanted to give it like a 5 too because this was so regular for what they were. That's what was incredible. Like this would be like
Right.
on ESPN. Like if that happened with like Draymond today, like it'd be all they talked about. But this was just like a regular game. Nobody like thought
Right.
this was like newsworthy at all. So I'll give it a 6 because I love that era of basketball so much.
Yeah, I give it a 4. Did that guy just say "fuck you" with his arm? What did he do there?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, probably. Wait, let's see.
Maybe it will get a 6.5.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
If you would have actually punched him.
the ref
Yeah.
kind of also looked like Bobby Knight too, a little bit.
yeah, it could have been. That could have been Bobby Knight just sneaking in. Yeah, I needed some side cash. I'm gonna ref the NBA. If it was Bobby Knight, he would have been fighting, throwing chairs at people.
Yeah, they would have had to hold him back. He would have just jumped in.
Yeah.
I do love that whoever that coach is with that like Dave Collier late 80s like almost mullet haircut going on we got here. That is pretty funny. I'm a fan of the hair.
Doug I don't know. See, Cassian Andor was the Star Wars guy. I remembered his name. Tomorrow I'll remember this guy's name. That's what happens. It comes to me later. Yeah, I give it a 4. And I was gonna give it a 3, but you have to give it a 4 because there was a second fight with Oakley and Mahorn. Yeah, there was nothing wild, but just the fact that it's these guys. And Michael was the instigator, which was kind of weird. I'm sure he wasn't the instigator. I'm sure Lambier did something earlier. It
had Pippen in it too. We didn't mention Scottie Pippen yet, did we?
I think it was his rookie year too.
It had Pippen
early in his career. Yeah.
Pippen, by the way, because now that we started doing commercials on the show, he did a ton of commercials in the 90s. I didn't know that until I started researching for this show, but like I found like almost instantly like 10 or 15 90s commercials that Pippen was in. So we're gonna have some fun with him at some point later date of the show, I think.
Absolutely.
As well.
This is good.
Big fan of Pippen.
So we got a commercial here to wrap things up.
Okay. Speaking of commercials. All right. So yeah, 466. Is what it is.
Not bad. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it's there. It happens.
All right, this is a
commercial. Get to it. What do we got?
Vintage commercial. Holidays is always a good time to look to the past. So, let's bring this one up. I don't know, it was a shitty intro, but let's bring this up.
Mickey Mantle.
I want my maple.
What the fuck?
What?
Johnny Unitas.
I want my maple.
Oscar Robertson.
I want my maple.
Ray Nitschke.
I want my maple.
Will Chamberlain.
I want my maple.
Willie Mays.
I want my maple.
Don Meredith.
I want my maple.
Some acting.
Want it.
Maple, the delectable oatmeal that heroes cry for. It comes in flavors. Maple, chocolate, banana. Watch this. What a drive.
Really?
He races to first.
A little Phil.
Confidently passes second. Strides toward third. Uh-oh. It's going to be close. You're out.
Did you eat hot cereal this morning? No. You jerk. I want my maple.
Okay, well, credit to Periscope for that.
Periscope films, used without permission. It was incredible. I've never watched it all the way through. I've only seen the Mickey Mantle part. It's oatmeal, and obviously this is like the Wheaties of oatmeal. You can buy Maypo. It's still around in the stores today. It's like a novelty to buy it, but yeah.
This was just I don't know, just watching like the greatest athletes ever, like just like cry in baby voice was very unsettling to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, it's something different.
was
The
the-
Wilt Chamberlain. The fact they got Wilt Chamberlain for this is pretty funny to me.
Yeah, they're like, Will, you need time away from slaying all this punani to do this Mapo commercial.
Although,
Okay, he's like, do I get to fuck the oatmeal? And it's like, no, you can't fuck the oatmeal. And then it's like, well, I'll only do it if I can.
American
fuck the
oatmeal instead
If I
of
can
American
stick my dick in the oatmeal, then you don't even have to pay me. That's how much of a savage Wilt Chamberlain.
It's so warm. Easy, Will. Easy, Will.
He's like, just let me fuck the oatmeal, and I'll do it in the house.
or Wilt Chamberlain does like a total like just he starts like ad-libbing. He's like, "Hey, I'm Wilt Chamberlain. You know how I slay all these bitches? Because I have Mapo in the morning, first thing."
Yeah, like, I just practice on my Mapo. I just wake up and do a little Mapo work, and do a little workout on the Mapo.
Also, I just want to say thank God that because when they were going through the flavors of it, thank God that when they did the banana flavor, they had a white person on the box. Because that would have been real fucking awkward, especially in that time period.
Did you ever see, I don't know, a couple years ago, Fruity Pebbles had like Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles, and they had like Shaq on the Cocoa Pebbles box, but they had like a white guy on the Fruity Pebbles box or something.
Oh, that would have been
Something
no, I didn't
like
see that. No,
it was, look that up.
All right, play this again. We have to watch this whole thing again.
I love Willie Mays because he can't even keep a straight face. Watch for Willie Mays when he comes around. Hold on, let me go back to the beginning.
Mickey Mantle's like for real crying.
Oh,
Mickey
sorry.
Mantle's like for real crying.
Yeah.
Johnny Unitas.
I want my maple.
Oscar Robertson.
I want my maple.
Ray Nitschke.
I want my maple.
Will Chamberlain.
I want my maple.
Willie Mays.
I want my maple.
Don Meredith.
I want my maple. I want it.
He tried.
Maple.
It's brilliant.
The delectable oatmeal that heroes cry for. It comes in flavors. Maple, chocolate, banana.
Thank God.
Watch this.
I just want to say about the thank God.
What a drive.
This
He races
ending
to
is
first,
great.
Confidently passes second.
I love these
Strides
old
toward
bases
third.
too. They
Oh,
look like pillows.
it's going to be close.
Yeah.
You're out.
Did you eat hot cereal this morning? No. You jerk.
That finger right in the face.
I want my maple.
You jerk.
You know what? I want to back up what Brian said. On a second, after a second viewing, that was mostly unsettling. Like 90% of this made me uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm with you there.
It's just like the director of this commercial was like, "Can you guys sound like you all have CTE? Like just sound like your brain is failing on you, right?
Just sound like yourselves. Yeah.
You're doing an oatmeal commercial. You're doing an oatmeal commercial, but we want you to sound like you have cognitive problems. So that's what we want you to sound like."
Oh man.
But no, Will, I think you talked me into liking it, Phil, because now I just can't stop thinking about Will Chamberlain from a fucking bowl of maple oatmeal. It just that's just the commercial. That's him in the commercial. Is him just being like, him being like, you know,
It's like ESPN the Body magazine, and he's holding a bowl over it. Yeah.
It's like, it's like American Pie before American Pie was a thing.
Yeah,
you stick it in
with maple.
What a wonderful
Well,
world we live in.
I wonder if Wilt Chamberlain, after like when a lady stayed over, he would serve her warm mapo in the morning.
He probably
His own
like,
concoction.
Yo, thanks for taking that D. Have a little breakfast.
A little bit. Like Derek Jeter's gift baskets filled.
Yeah.
There's no box to make.
He just gives him a box of maple.
He signs it. He signs.
Yeah, there's a toy inside.
He's like, I don't got NDA. I don't got an NDA or a bottle of champagne, but here's a box of maple. Now get out. Grab a taxi. Now beat it, okay?
This is such an innocent breakfast commercial. What have we done?
Will Chamberlain gave all his hoes maple.
Phil spitting up his tuberculosis. That's how funny this is.
Yeah, no, I'm still hacking up.
That was great.
We're not topping that joke.
No,
We're ending
no.
right there. We're done. This was a great
done.
time. I hope you guys had a great
Yep.
Christmas.
That's
Peace.
it.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Eat your mapo.